What is a phrase that you've used that you have no idea, or at least at one time had no idea, that it's got like kind of a dark origin or a dirty origin or something like that? And I ask because there's a teacher who's gone viral after she was overheard saying something to a student. I could potentially see her getting arrested for saying this to a student. Listen.
Story time about how I found out I had been saying something extremely inappropriate to children for my entire career. So to set the scene, a student came up to me and told me that they had finished their essay and they were really excited about it. So I gave them a big old high five and I said, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Oh.
And at that exact same time, my lovely vice principal walked by and they said, what did you just say? And I said, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
No problem there, right? You can say that to kids. Of course you can.
And they're like, yeah, you shouldn't say that. Like, that doesn't mean what you think it means. I was super confused because I think I've been saying that for my entire life and nobody's ever said anything about it.
I remember the first time I heard somebody say, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I knew it was inappropriate. I was a child.
You put all those pieces together.
Yeah.
So after school, on the school Wi-Fi, mind you, I Googled what it meant and I shouldn't be saying it. And then about 2 weeks later, my husband and I are watching a commercial for a TV show and a woman says it to her colleagues and they're like, that doesn't mean what you think it means. So I know this is not a unique experience. So how many of us are there out there walking around saying that, not knowing what it means?
So have you ever been in like a completely professional setting and you dropped a phrase or a word that you had no idea was inappropriate? You dropped a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am in a meeting and the boss is like, excuse you? It's 2025. What are we doing?
I can't say that.
It's not 2015 anymore. What about you, Allison?
I don't think I've ever said anything inappropriate in a work setting.
Okay.
But I remember I was scarred for life growing up. I was in elementary school. We were on the way to school, driving with my mom, and I knew that I had multiple tests. It still makes me nervous to say that that day because I said it in the car, but I was like a little kid, tried to make it cutesy, probably with a baby voice, and I added an ease to the end of that. I did a testes. And and she was like, that's a bad word. Don't say that. And I didn't know what I had done wrong. There was no explanation. So for years, I refused to say tests. I would say exams. I would say quizzes. I wouldn't know what to say. I would get nervous and red anytime I had multiple tests. It still feels bad to say it. I feel like I'm doing it bad.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Somebody texted, they said, I say wham, bam, thank you, ma'am all the time. Brentlyn texted, what does it mean? Because I say it all the time too. Google it.
I don't know that I want to say.
Oh, that's too funny. There was a teacher who would use the phrase wham, bam, thank you, ma'am whenever her students would get something done.
Yeah.
A principal overheard it and was like, am I going to have to open an investigation?
Right.
Brentlyn had texted us and said, what does it mean? I've been using that my whole life. Had no idea that it was bad. So I sent her like the Wikipedia definition. She just wrote back, OMG, I used to say that when I got something done really quick.
Yeah.
Never again.
Yeah, I think that's how that teacher used it too. Like if her students were quick with their assignments or whatever, she was like, oh, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Somebody texted us, a first-time texter, nice, texted in and said, I called my mom a hoochie mama when I was 7.
That is so something I would have done.
That's the best.
I would have gotten in so much trouble too. Got another text that said, if it makes y'all feel any better, I used a birthday suit wrong my entire life until I was 17 or 18.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if they just thought it meant like, you know, like your Sunday best, your birthday suit.
Or like they go to their friend's birthday party. It's like, I love your birthday suit. You look so good in your birthday suit.
And you're like, wait, how do you know? What's going on?